Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this time we're looking at APIs and how you can access an API using Python language. Guys, I'm back with another one. So you might remember in a previous video I showed you guys how to query an API using Microsoft Excel. So in today's video we're going to cover the same, but this time we're going to use Python code. And believe it or not, querying an API using Python code is not a very complex piece of work. So I'll show you exactly how to structure your code, what packages to use, and we'll run a request like we did before. So just a reminder on the API we queried last time, we queried an API called random API. This is a API that allows you to generate random user data. Let's take a look at the API just as a reminder. So this is the random API website. It generates a random set of data depending on the parameter you give it. So if you look at the documentation and you go to V2, which is the newest documentation, you can see that you can generate random users, addresses, banks, credit cards, and so on. So we're going to use the users parameter to generate a set of users, and we're going to use that data to test an application or a database. We can use that data to populate some of our applications or databases. So how do we get started? So first of all, kickstart your IDE. I use Jupyter. You could use whatever you prefer, really. You could use PyCharm. You could use VS Code. I prefer Jupyter. So we're going to set up and start a new Jupyter session. You're going to go to new Python 3. And I'll break this down for you guys. So the first way we can write our Python code in here is we can write it all out in one cell, or we can write it out in multiple cells and then work on one cell at a time, which allows us to kind of scale and grow our script and code gradually. So the first thing you want to do is you want to be able to import a package. A popular package in the world of API handling is the request library. So we want to do import requests, and that will bring in the request library. I'm just going to insert a new cell right below, and then we want to set a variable for our URL for the API. So we can call this URL, and then we want to take the URL for the random data API. So we're going to take this example here. We're just going to take the URL up to this point here. Essentially what this says is, give me a set of users, make it 2 records long, and that's the URL that we want. Go back to our Python script, paste in the URL, and remember this is essentially a string, so we want to put that in speech marks. And now we want to insert another cell below, and in our next line of code we want to type in response, a new variable, and what we're going to do is use a request library, and we're going to use a function called get, and what we want to do is use requests and pull from the URL. And then we want to insert another new cell, and this time we're going to type in another variable. So let's just call this our API results, and we're going to use response.json. Now the reason why we use response.json is because typically in a API request you're going to return XML data or JSON data, and we'll cover these in a future video, but the response we're about to get back from this API call will be in JSON format, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then all we want to do is print our API result. So you can do this by either typing it out and hitting enter, or you can run a print statement. It should give you the same result. So let's try that. What we need to do is run all of our cells. So run all, I've got a error in the way I've typed in response. So this is the best thing about Jupyter. It allows you to isolate your code and any errors you might have. So we now have a result, which is great. Now, the best thing about Jupyter is you can't just type in API result without a print statement. And I'm going to rerun that again. It makes it more HTML friendly, the result. So we can now see we finally got some results, but it's a bit of a long result here in terms of all the data that we've got back. So I'm just going to simplify this and change this 2 to a 1. In doing so, we're only going to return one record for a random user. At the moment we've got 2, and you know that because you can see ID here and ID here. There's 2 sets of IDs. So I'm just going to set 1, and then I'm going to rerun this. Run all, and this is a little easier on the eyes. So now you can see we've got what looks like pairs of data points. So you've got an ID and you've got a value. You've got a UID and another value, password and a value, so on and so forth. So this seems to repeat all the way down until you get to about employment. Something interesting happens. So when you go to employment, you'll see that you don't have a value. You actually have employment, which is the key, and the value is actually another pair itself. So you've got title and you've got national facilitator. So this is like a job title, your key skill, and you've got communication. So we've achieved the first result we wanted to achieve, and that was returning some results. And we can now see that we've got some complex, fairly interesting, fairly complex JSON that we now want to be able to work with. And in the next video, I'll show you exactly how you can do that. We're going to want to flatten this and then make it friendly enough to export to a CSV file. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I will come back with another video showing you how you can query and take this API data one step further, and we can use pandas, another library within Python, to transform this JSON data into a table that we can then handle in a CSV file or an Excel file. Okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.